island wake. I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
Thank you for coming here with me. I thought maybe you could write here.
I don't want to hear it. God damn it, Alice.
Now, she's missing.
Alice? Alice?
I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car.
Я не спорю, но я не могу их стримить.
From a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at, but the cabin had disappeared.
А сколько чаптеров? Удаляю я очень редко.
I'm home.
Back here, sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
В смысле? Бля, у них там что, снег? Где мой снег? Ублюдки. Бля, это снег. Или кокаин. Снег! Снег! Ты голая?
Hey, handsome.
Oh.
This is gonna be a long night, but these shots are turning out great.
I guess you're gonna need that coffee then. I'll go put it on.
Давай это вообще зажался, у него с осени снег. Return to sender. Звучит как хуйня.
This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me.
Ей, будет
It's
снег.
been a long time to bear the pain. My
Блять, надо будет найти людей, в которых можно будет кидать снег.
gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now. My wife and my baby. Honey.
I'm home. Где QR-код? А, да, QR-код. Бля, можно смывать воду? Бля, все, и говно игра, смывать воду нельзя. 0 из 10. Ебать, кровать заправьте 3 часа дня, блядь. Ебать, у вас одежды прям на каждый день, каждого сезона. Меня заставляют в Аслан иногда. А мне главное, чтобы этот твич скотина не помутил, потому что потом на ютубе будут участки с тишиной. Он иногда мутит, что когда я нарезаю, все нормально, а иногда мутит так, что когда я нарезаю, все равно все без нихуя.
Coffee's on.
Great, thanks.
Тебе скоро, мне нет.
Finish this by tomorrow.
Go to Alice. Hey, bitch. Wanna suck this cock?
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles.
Какой это год? Почему она пленкой хуярит? Она что,
Well,
Агман?
you seemed to think so last night.
Ебать я, сука, пупсик.
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called. Alan! Alan, please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay. Hi.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
It's
Candles.
stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Они сейчас трахаться
Tell me
будут?
a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you, too.
That
Yeah,
low.
nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
Да бэнг уже, блядь. Темно, а свечи. Давай потрахаемся. Отличный план.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very...
Вы любите розы, а я на них срал. Стране нужны паровозы, нам нужен металл. Работник не охай, не ахай, не дергай уздукаль. Выполнил план, послай всех в пизду. А не выполнил, сам иди нахуй.
I'm sorry you had to cut your morning fishing short for this, Doc.
Oh, she's a beauty, ain't she?
Встал на табуретку, стих рассказал. Где мои мандарины?
From an old fisherman like me, but she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either trout or salmon, on the other hand, then it's fly fishing for you.
А можно письку нарисовать? Бля, это не Half-Life, Алекс, ясно.
Thank you for testing the lights, Miss Weaver. Everything seems to be fine.
I don't have the luxury of being complacent, Deputy Grant. The bulbs will need changing soon. You can't change them in the dark.
I'll be sure to take care of it, Miss Weaver. Have a nice day now.
У этой бабки явно проблема.
I'll come back later on to remind you, just in case.
Я спизжу вас кофе, потому что я это делаю постоянно.
Yeah, it's Mulligan here. I'm at Stucky's gas station with Thornton. There's no sign of him. Over.
Wait. Yeah, this is Thornton. Look, we've located the brake float. It's here. That's some good news, right?
Нет.
Stucky was supposed to be driving it at the rehearsals today. Over.
Oh, give me that. Mulligan here. Looks like someone really thrashed the garage. Over.
Okay, roger that, guys. Keep looking for Stucky. Jane's out.
Стаки потерялся.
Wake, the sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor. That was Cynthia Weaver. I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on, other things these days.
У вас, блять, мышка квадратная.
As you can
На
see,
три
she's a little
кнопки.
obsessed with maintaining the light bulbs.
Или на
of
две.
The whole town refuses to step on shadows, things like that. Back in her day, she wrote about all sorts of weird things in the paper.
Дай мышь
Bright
поносить.
Falls has a colorful history. Of course, what small town hasn't?
Митинг-рум. Митинги. Have you seen this man? Это что, сыр крысу свою потерял, что ли? Такое мыло, блядь.
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Теперь шерифы заряжают телефоны.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing.
Нет.
I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up.
Я пострелял в него.
Excuse me. I need to take this.
И засунул себе в жопу.
Hello?
Alice, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak.
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
Don't do nothing stupid, pal.
Нет.
We're watching you.
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back. I couldn't go anywhere yet. I had to play along with the caller. Alice's life was at stake.
He's one of our regulars.
Mister! Hey, can you turn the lights on? The deputies, they don't understand. They won't let... Thank you, man, thank you. Hey, you're alright. You're a good guy. Don't let
Тебе точно нужен свет? Тебе бы проспаться, блядь.
You know, I shouldn't even be in here. The cops, they got it all wrong. See? Sure, I beat him up.
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
Окей, опять спойлеры.
I wasn't drunk. I mean, I wasn't drunk at the time. I only got drunk afterward. Okay, listen, you gotta listen carefully now.
Смотрите на него.
Here's the kicker. That wasn't Danny. No, sir.
Он так внимательно слушает.
You wanna know who it really was? I'll tell you who it really was. It was a goddamn space alien! I know it sounds like something a drunk would say, but believe me, I wasn't drunk then.
Допустим.
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
Кик. Не бейте меня, мужики.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had.
Ну да, он палету с ноги расхуярил.
Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
Where's my wife? Give me my wife. Woof! Woof!
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business. Barry?
Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Ты можешь сломаться, а? Почему я не могу опустить себе пожарную хуйню? Бля, обида ебаная. Я вам тут забор прохуярил. Бля, я Орикс. Я понял. Амблямс. Амблямс. Есть кто-то? Бля. Он
A
спит.
writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it.
Швидка допомога.
Journey into the dark. Alice's life,
Вообще-то...
but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Anything is possible.
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
Нет.
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel.
Хватит меня трогать.
Is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey, come on.
Take it easy.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Это он про свой член?
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Блять.
Barry, you found him.
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later.
Вот меня Роза бесит. Ненавижу таких персонажей, как она.
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at every...
У вас там стул только что двигался, я видел. Ты призрак! Ты мимик! Пизда туби.
More importantly, a fan. She even has a fan site dedicated to you. And she was very helpful.
Бля, ебать, мамонт. То есть ты не лох. Ты вымер. Ясно. Закрито. Закрито.
Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car? Just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice, and everything's just...
Do you understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
Аптечка. Wait here.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes. Well, at least Max is gonna be okay. He got lucky.
Okay.
Max is still groggy from the shot I gave him, and I'd rather not leave him alone just yet. The form's on the desk across from the mammoth skeleton.
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No. This whole thing... Listen, you hit your head.
Я могу твою голову ударить.
Come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
Ну и пошел нахуй. Эсик, держи форму.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
Thanks. Скажи thanks, ублюдок.
If you have any trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that. Oh, and hey, if you take a walk in the woods, watch your steps so you don't end up like Max. I guess I'm a little worried. We got a bunch of campers out there we haven't heard from. It's not like these people are on a schedule, but with the traps, well, you know. I just don't want any trouble.
Right. Thanks.
Наконец-то.
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Al, come on! I mean, okay. Okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
Well, thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller. What would you think if it was me? There's no way you should be going out at midnight with a gun.
No one asked you to come here, Barry. Either work with me on this or go straight back to New York. Your choice.
Опять ночь. Фонарь, аптека.
Al? Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Да ты заебал.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again.
А ты заебал нахуй.
Oh, this place is trying to kill me. I'll bet there's mold in here, spores, poison ivy, God knows what. This is so not worth a 15% commission.
Чё ж чихнешь, и тебе пиздану.
Shove that flashlight.
Up in my ass. Лучше, да? А где мой револьвер? Где мой дробовик? Где мой флеерган? Стоп, мы в этом здании? А нет, это другое здание, наверное.
Wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Locking the door now.
Удачи. А я пошел жопу сосать. А, автомобиль. Не, пешком иду, бля. Вот это и дебил.
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
Яре.
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
And they had Alice. Опять вороны. Слабо.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio.
Вот видите, кровать заправленная.
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage.
Ну, в основе за попытку какого-то джумпскейра или прочего говна. О, меня опять плющит. Найс. Называйте меня Евгений, потому что меня Плющенко. Хах! Опять это ваша ночная хуйня.
The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish, especially in Night Springs. Tonight's episode: The Man in the Mirror.
He's inside, Agent. He's a weird one.
Так вот откуда взялись реальные вставки с реальными людьми у Remedy из Alan Wake'а еще.
But why would you do that? I mean, you're a nice guy, normal, took a kid to a soccer game. So how come at the game you pick a guy and, quoting from the arresting officer's report here, assault the victim's head area repeatedly with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh? Maybe you're not the literary type. Okay, so you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We couldn't ID him. Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face?
Well, you must have hated it, because you really went to town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what he looked like.
Ну, это комиксы, а не полноценные ролики.
But then we ran the fingerprints. Got a match. Your prints. Identical.
Huh, how about that?
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game. But the white shirt is on the dead guy.
It's plenty red now.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me? I had plenty of time to talk to my boy before the cops arrived, you know? He won't stop screaming, am I right? You think he's ever gonna be okay? I left my mark, believe me.
You bastard.
What? You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I don't understand any of this.
And you never will. Don't worry. Maybe you'll see me again, Agent. Maybe in the mirror.
Хуерор. И все, это должно быть типа страшно. Медиан. А в чем тогда интент?
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell.
Ну типа да.
Brown thing had crawled up from its grave.
Я типа охуевший говноед, которого не пугают игры. Кроме платформеров Соника.
Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped.
В Сонике это хоррор настоящий. Мне все пищи из этой менюшки надо было 4 раза кликать Escape. О, кислород. H, водород. С, углерод. Я ебал твой рот.
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well.
Зачем ты хочешь меня пугать, Вастлан?
But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that.
У меня же даже вебки нет. Ай. Бля, ебать так гора далеко. Ты оттуда кричишь?
Hello? Back here. I'm back here. Hey, please help. Mr. Wake?
Oh, hell.
It happened just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back.
Аслам, конечно, жесткий, да?
Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened.
Бля, птичка до сих пор не открывается. Ёбаный насрал.
Good boy. The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
И свет назад включить. Ну, знаете, лучше уж Hollow Knight, чем Hololive. Я made my point.
I was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Rusty!
The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.
Liquid Snake.
something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Please don't feed the animals.
Don't feed the animals.
Fishing is only permitted for those prisoners who purchase a park fishing license. Obey the operator's instructions at all times.
Rusty? Rusty, no!
Never two bears and wolves never approach any other closer than 25 yards. Pets must be leashed at all times. It is against the law to remove any or historical artifacts from the park. This includes even or even simple berries.
Да, у меня просто бесконечный запас патронов, Аслан. Я ради кека уже стрелял. А, ты Зуру. Блядь, забейте. Я не умею сконцентрированным быть. Еще краб должен написать краб, типа, чтобы сделать мем из Шрека. Аслан. Бля, вы все сломали, ну ёбаный. Мощи-мощи.
What the hell was that? I saw from the window. I saw something.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
Я жадный к этому. I mean it.
In that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would.
No, she never would. Whoa. Item limit reached. Reached and clank. Do not feed wildlife. $100 penalty.
Lover's Peak was at the far end of the nature trail.
А чё тут? Секрет очка? Moonshine Cave. Эть. Добровик. Добровик, добровик, улыбнитесь, ведь улыбка это флаг. Ну хуя. Так, отдышись. Алан, проснись. А я пока отбегу на 2 минуты. Как сказал вчера Кел, соляру солью.